What's going on, everybody? It's AG here. We are officially a week closer to the college football playoffs. So today I'm going to give you this week's college football playoff predictions. So essentially, I've looked at these teams' remaining schedule and then kind of predicted out how those are going to play out. So let's go ahead and talk about it. First off, we'll look at the first four out. So these are in no particular order here, but these are the teams right on the edge of making it. First off, we've got Miami. I've got them with one loss versus Syracuse. So that means they're going to miss the ACC championship. Now, if they can beat Syracuse, I think they'll make the ACC championship and then lose to Clemson, which would probably get them in. Now, I don't know how the tiebreaker scenario is going to play out because basically Clemson, SMU, and Miami could all go undefeated and not play each other. So I don't know how the tiebreaker is going to be as far as what to get in. But as of right now, this is what I've got happening. Iowa State, I've got them a one loss versus BYU, so they go undefeated, make the Big 12 championship, and then lose to BYU. Now, they probably have the best argument here because their only loss would be to an undefeated team, so that's not a bad loss at all. Next up, Illinois. I've got them with two losses versus Penn State and Oregon, so those are two playoff teams. If your only two losses are to playoff teams, that's not a bad resume, so Illinois could sneak in. And then SMU, I've got them with two losses, that being to BYU and Clemson, BYU being undefeated, Clemson with one loss. So let's go ahead and talk about the 12 now. Number 12, got Navy. I've got them undefeated with a win over Memphis they've had already and then a win over Notre Dame. That would bolster their resume to get in over Boise State. Number 11, I've got Indiana. I've got them with one loss versus Ohio State. So if you're going to take out one of these teams, it would probably be them or LSU. Indiana, they're not going to really have any impressive wins on their resume, but if they can keep it competitive with Ohio State, that's not a bad loss if that's your only loss. Number 10, I've got Tennessee. Tennessee, I've got with two losses versus Arkansas and Georgia. So them having that win over Alabama should bolster their resume enough to get them in regardless. Number 9, LSU. I've got them with two losses as well, USC and Alabama. Now, the USC loss isn't that great, but USC does have those wins. LSU does have the wins to back up their resume. You know, a win over Ole Miss, a win over Texas A&M. Their resume is good enough with those wins to get in. Number 8, Penn State. I've got them with one loss versus Ohio State, but with that one loss, they're going to miss out on the Big Ten championship. So that's why they're at number 8 here. Number 7, Texas. I've got them with two losses versus Georgia. The reason they are below Alabama is just the lack of, top 25 wins, because really their only good win, if this does play out, would be Texas A&M, and I think that win is going to look less impressive as the year goes on. Number 6, Alabama. Got them with two losses versus Tennessee and Vandy, but they're going to have wins over LSU and over Missouri in the long run that I think will help pad their stats, as well as obviously that win over Georgia. Number 5, Oregon. I've got them with one loss in the Big Ten championship to Ohio State. That's not bad at all. Number 4, BYU. I've got them undefeated, so they would have wins over SMU, Kansas State, Iowa State. Pretty impressive resume there. Number 3, Clemson. I've got them with the one loss versus Georgia. Then I think they run the table in the ACC. 2, Ohio State. I think they rebound. I think they make up for that loss versus Oregon and beat them in the Big Ten championship. And then number 1, I've got Georgia having that only one loss to Alabama. I think they run the gauntlet here and go undefeated for the remainder in SEC play. But what would you change? What would you add? Who would you take out? Let me know. Comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe.